Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm showing you how we took our very outdated 90s living room wall and we created a timeless fireplace with built-ins. I will also be showing you how I styled my built-ins, but that will be in my next YouTube video. I try to fit it into this one and it was just way too long. Please consider subscribing if you don't want to miss that. I'm hoping though that this transformation will give you some living room styling ideas and it may help you a 90s your home if you want a more timeless classic aesthetic like I do. So if you like a good extreme and dramatic before and after, I really feel like this is it. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is the before the living room wall and what it looked like when we first purchased the house back in November 2022. You could tell it's very 90s with the awkward cutouts, the bulkheads, the mirrors lining the back of the bookshelves, the glass shelves, the fact that there is still a spot for the big square TV, which nobody has anymore for many years, the fan hanging in the middle of the living room. It's just really old, outdated. The very first thing we did was take out the soffits and remove the mirrors. We also took the center of the wall and we pushed it back by 6 inches. This surprisingly gave us so much more room in the living room and it made the whole wall way more proportioned. We moved the lighting to the ceiling right above where the fireplace was going to be and to the top of either side of the built-ins. We also created a cutout for the electric fireplace that's going to go in, and we had the electrician install what needed to be installed for the electricity for the fireplace. We had the electricity done for the TV, which would go above the fireplace, and we even had outlets installed on either side of the fireplace so that we can plug things in on the built-in shelves. You can tell we also primed the walls. Everything in the end is painted white dove. We love it. It's the perfect creamy white. It's very warm and inviting, but light and bright. Huge fan. And we had the fireplace covered in Durarock because we want to use coral stone on the fireplace, which you will see next. All of that was phase 1, and this is what the house looked like when we moved in. We have the electrical installed, everything painted, the fireplace inserted, but we did not have any of the coral stone, the surround, or the shelves done yet.
Well, this is the morning of construction. We're waiting for the crew to arrive. We're gonna finally build out the Florida keystone on this fireplace. We're actually going to do something like this. We're gonna remove the wall on the side and have the tile go in the front and that way towards the wall. So they have to cut the drywall out in order to build it together. But once it's done, it's gonna look great.
Mommy, stay close to Mommy.
Yes, sweetie, stay close to Mommy.
All right, so the fireplace construction has begun. They've built a tent around the fireplace, as you can see. It's pretty airtight for the most part. So at this point, we're not gonna get dust everywhere.
This is the Florida Keystone, or a lot of people just call it coral, being installed. When Mike and I first walked through this house, we knew that we wanted to turn that middle wall into a Florida Keystone fireplace because you could only get that stone here in Florida off of the Florida Keys. So I thought, how appropriate. If Florida has a fireplace, it has to be made out of that coral, and it is stunning. You see it a lot on Palm Beach Island, and we really wanted to bring Palm Beach into our house because we love that timeless aesthetic that Palm Beach has. You could see all the impressions of the coral in it and the fossils. It truly is just stunning and beautiful, and we're so happy that we went with it. Now here in the after, you can see that the lighting is turned on where we placed the lighting at, and that the fan is removed. The fireplace is complete. We love it. After that was all installed and dried, we got to work figuring out how high we wanted to hang and where we wanted to hang the TV, as well as how high and where we wanted the fireplace surround to go. So this is me taping it out because I'm super visual and I try to follow the 1/3 rule. So I wanted the surround to be about 1/3 of that wall. Then we wanted the TV to be about 2/3 up from that, and then we wanted 1/3 above the TV to be just all the coral that you see. And that is just a standard rule that we use because it's just more pleasing to the eye. My dad came over and helped Mike install the TV. Initially, we thought it might be too high at first, but it took us a couple days to get used to it and we loved it. And now it doesn't feel like our head's too high or anything. And you can see it really well in the kitchen and in the breakfast nook. So we're happy with the overall proportions. It looks really good. And Emma decided to throw her baby birthday party when my dad was over. The real test is after the TV is installed, does the height constantly annoy you? And the answer is no. So everything was good there. And then I did a really quick drawing to show our carpenter what I wanted for the shelves and the surround, bless his heart. But he nailed it. He did a great job. So this is what we wanted. And so he came over and he initially did the surround, and then he put in one shelf so that we knew if we liked the depth of the shelf and the proportions of it. And we did. We loved it. We loved how he did it. That's exactly what we wanted. We used poplar. Poplar is a very strong wood, so it should not bow. Now, I do wish that we installed some lighting on the bottom of the shelves, but I know that we could always go back and add that later because the top light ended up not cascading all the way down. But here's just some images of them doing the install. And here is the after. Such a long way from the before, although we're still not quite finished yet. We still have a few tweaks that we want to do. One thing we want to do in the middle of the surround is move out the molding so it's a little bit closer to the edge, so it's in proportion with the cabinets that we kept, because that is the same molding and we want it to coordinate with the cabinets in that way. We're also going to paint it white dove, just like the rest of the walls. And I think that that would complement the stone really nicely. And then the shelves, we are just going to put a matte clear coat on because we really love that color. It actually matches our wood floors perfectly. And I will be putting our wood floors down below as well in case you're interested. However, now it's time that we get on to decorating. So I'm going to leave it here and you can join me in the next video where we style and decorate these shelves. Thanks for watching. See you there.